Coconut Rita.
Aries Glow.
And this is running title right now is
Faded Films.
Alright, so for the first one, we about to watch Hereditary. It's a horror film. It came out last year, 2018. Directed by Ari Aster. Right? Is that what you said?
I guess.
Ari Aster.
Sounds about right.
And it won like 31 awards, 79 nominations.
Yup.
Getting these facts from IMDb.
Yep. Not
That
sponsored.
girl. Not sponsored. Alright. So what we do here is basically we're gonna drink.
Oh, y'all
We're
already
gonna
fucking
fucking
know.
drink and watch these movies and then tell y'all how we like it. Alright, let me move this. Alright, so we got the black box wine.
Yup, Miss Chardonnay.
Shard.
Fucking house.
This shit is good as fuck.
Yup, and it's gonna hit. Y'all already know what to say tuned. Like, I'm waiting for it.
It's like 3 servings in one.
In one box. Y'all better get on this.
Alright.
Did you ever have a dollhouse?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it?
Yeah. I liked like Barbies and stuff. Well, I like Bratz more. I had like a Barbie Jeep.
My cousins have this like Barbie giant mansion with like an elevator and everything. And I'm just
Okay,
like
that's a lot.
so extra. It's nice. I was jealous.
Wow, she's being mad. What the hell is that?
But when her life was unpolluted, she could be the sweetest, warmest, most loving person in the world.
I would love to play a corpse in a movie. That shit would just
She
be
was
so
also
funny.
incredibly stubborn.
Now won't.
You could always count on her to always have.
Oh wait, no, that's Alex.
There was some shit there, right?
I didn't see anything.
No.
Hmm.
Oh, this part.
Where she get these candy bars from?
That's what I want to know.
She eating the big ones.
I want to know who got hacked to throw that bird into the window. Ew! Ew! Why? Oh my god! Ew, what the?
Did she
She
just
keeping
walk
it?
away?
She gonna keep the head?
This is the last of my wine.
Jesus.
And we have just finished the movie.
Oh my god.
What are your... Do you want to do a recap? Or do you want to do it like back and forth?
We can do it back and forth.
Okay, you start. Because I want to eat this hot ass food. This shit is hot as fuck.
First of all, I'm gonna need a sip, cause
Oh yeah, just so you know, obviously if you're watching this, it's gonna be fucking spoilers.
yeah, so
Don't even say shit.
I mean that movie came out like forever ago, so there's no
Exactly.
excuses.
We just found it on Go Movies, so.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Alright.
Recap.
Read fucking cap, bitch. We just watched it like not even 2 minutes ago.
No, yeah, like just ended fresh off the boat. No. So, basically in the beginning, grandma dies. It's a family of 4. Mother, husband, older son, younger daughter. And the daughter, she was just into some weird shit. Like, she was always in some weird ass scene. And like, it's always some weird shit going on. They had some birds, and you know, this thing right here don't like birds. So it was ready from jump.
Like a bird.
Shit was sus.
She cut the bitch head off.
Yeah, she cut the bird's head off, kept it. Like, there was a lot. Like,
Okay, so the mom's name is Annie. Dad's name is Steve. The son's name is Peter, and the daughter's name is Charlotte, but they call her Charlie.
See, I didn't know her name was Charlotte. See, I don't know names. I just know they got me fucked up.
Good at names. Good at names.
So the movie kind of flatlines for a little bit.
It's really slow, but that's like A24 is like what's that word? No, what's that fucking word? Like epitome? No, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
It's like
I say like no.
yeah, that's what they're known for, but there's like a word for that, like a word they're known for.
Recognized.
I don't know. I can't think of the fucking name. Whatever. Like that's their forte. Oh, we have to go in order. We have to go in order, I think.
She was grieving the mother at first, the death of her mother, the grandma.
Yeah.
You know, that was stressing her out. And, you know, her son, you know, fuck boy, was trying to, you know, get at girls like in classroom or whatever. So he wanted to go to the party. Feel me? And so he was like, Mom, I'm out to the party. And she's like, oh, take your sister because I don't want you drinking. Like, he gives a fuck. You know, so he brings her to the party anyways. And
she's extremely allergic to nuts.
She's allergic to nuts. They made it clear in the beginning. It was like on it, and I was like, why are they on this? And it makes sense. Just wait on it. Just buckle your seatbelt. And so he sees Miss Thing at the party, and he's like, oh, I got some good kush on me, for me, premium A grade or whatever. And she's like, oh, like come light me up or whatever. You know, he's trying to ice out his girl, you know. And so he's like, oh, stay here, like, go have some cake or whatever. She's like, no, I don't know anybody. Mind you, she's like a 13-year-old little kid, like, at a grown-ass party. Like, obviously she don't want to be there. Yeah, nobody said nothing. Like, all these kids minded their fucking business. Like, you know, that's a hot-ass mess. And so, you know, she goes, has her cake and eats it too. And then he's out here lighting up. He goes to the room with the girl just to find out that she's using him to light up her and her friends. Like, he got laid. And so he lights up pretty much the entire room.
The whole room.
Lights up 3 heads.
On a bong.
Yup.
I think.
Yeah, it was a bong. He was taking his bong rips. And so next thing we know, like, the little girl, Charlie, she's like doing her own little thing. She eats her cake, you know, eats it too. And next thing you know, she pulls up to the room and she's like, I can't breathe. And I'm like, oh fuck, like this bitch allergic to nuts and they got nuts all in that cake. Mm-hmm. And so next thing you know, it's a high speed chase. He's in his fucking Prius walling on the gas. Like, and mind you, she's in the back like, dying, like choking. And then she thinks it's a good idea to open the window. Because, you know, that's going to give her some air. And so they're driving on this abandoned random ass like road.
Like 100 fucking miles. Yes. I was gonna say degrees. 100 miles per hour.
Nah, he was walling.
Oh my fucking god.
And so she sticks her head out the window trying to get some air. And then of course there's a deer on the road, so he swerves out the way to then a pole like coming like one of them telephone poles, and she smacks her head on the pole. And he stops the car. So I'm sitting,
don't even look in the back seat. He don't even
look at the rearview mirror.
He was going to, but he was like,
and the camera
I already know what the fuck is about to be seen.
And let me tell you, my suspense, I was just shook, waiting to see what he does. Tell me why he gonna just drive into the house. Like, he just drives home.
With the fucking body.
With the body in the car. Doesn't look back, doesn't say nothing, doesn't do nothing. He comes into the house, walks past his mom's bedroom, climbs into bed, and you just see his face. And then next thing you know, morning comes, he's laying there still. And all you hear is the mom screaming.
Yo, that was an Oscar-worthy scream, though.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, Oscar-worthy scream. I think it's months later. So then Peter, the son, goes back to school and everything. And he's trying to make things seem all normal and shit. But there's just, like, tension when they go home between him and the mom. And then she, at night, starts to go to these, like, the grief meetings. And she just tells her whole story about how her mom had DID, dissociative identity disorder. Her brother had schizophrenia and ended up killing himself. She was, and her dad, what happened with her dad?
Yeah, something. They all had something.
I guess he died when she was really young.
Yeah.
And then she was just, like, literally the last one left. And so, like, there's just tension in the house. Then we find out that this bitch be sleepwalking.
Yeah.
And one time when she sleptwalked, she went to the room that her kids, this is Annie, the mom, she went to the room where the kids was sharing a room, sleepwalking, covered them or doused all three of them in some fucking paint thinner and lit a match. But she woke up when she lit the match. But so did the son. So he's seen it all and was like, and hasn't trusted her since. But I mean, would you?
Hell no.
Like your mama tried to kill you in your sleep? I'm not trusting you.
Hell yeah, I would have locked her up.
So I can't.
They were at dinner and he pressed her. He's definitely a fucking Aries. He was like, Mom, what's on your mind? Like, you're making faces. She's like, I'm not making faces. What faces?
And he's like, just say what you want to know. Like, just say what you want to say. She's like, I don't want to say nothing. That like passive aggressive shit until you can't take it no more.
And she blacked. And she was like, oh, like, I wish I could take away the fact that you killed your sister, but I can't take that pain away from you. You have to deal with it. And she said that she would feel at least a little bit bad for him if he apologized, but he didn't even apologize.
He didn't even tell nobody that she was dead.
He didn't say he let the mom find her decapitated body in the car.
And we had to see her head with mad ants on it.
Yes, that was so nasty. Like,
she go back to one of the meetings. This wing is mad good, but it's like spicy.
You're toughing it out.
I'm like taking the skin off, eating the meat. I'm sorry if this sound is mad gross.
ASMR, you know.
It's not even close enough for that.
2 birds, 1 decapitated head.
One of the ladies that attends, his name is Joan. Approaches her and is like, oh, my son died with my grandson, they drowned, so if you have like anything you want to talk about, just like hit me up when you can or when you want to, blah 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 blah. So she does or whatever, and they have like a little vibe session, and like shit's all cool, like they understand each other and they're helping each other through their grief. Also Annie, aka Moms in them, she makes these like houses.
Yeah.
Like little mini like doll houses and like paints stuff inside of them. I need some water.
And in the movie they kind of play with the scenes because she makes doll houses of like actual like scenes in her life. So like she has a bunch of the house and like different scenarios. So like one second you'll be like in the actual scene of the house, the next second it'll turn into like the doll house, or like vice versa. So it just really fucks with like your perception of reality.
So then, after they meet or whatever, she seems to be doing a little better because she knows that someone has like she has someone in her corner. So then after that, like there's like stuff that happens, but it's not really important. So we're just going to like the important stuff that we remember. Yeah. She goes to Bootleg Michael's, but it's called Joe's in this. And then she picks up some stuff, and then in the parking lot, she sees Miss Joan.
This thing.
And she's like all excited. She's like, oh my God, like, I just met this medium, and she knows, like, I know it sounds crazy, but she helped me connect with my grandson, and blah, blah, blah. Come over and I can show you. We did a seance.
Yeah, and that's when I was like, oh, this movie getting good. That's when shit about to turn
seance. Motherfucking seance. This is like, mind you, like an hour into this shit.
You know, yeah, it took a while to get to like this interesting part. Like, and so she comes over for the seance. I thought it was gonna be like some Long Island medium kind of thing.
I never seen it. Oh no, I think I've seen like one episode.
It's pretty calm, you know. She has her, you know, big old hair, but this was not. This lady had candles. She had a glass in the middle of the table, and was like to her grandson. She was like, "If you're there, move the move the cup," and he just moved that shit over like that. I was like, "Oh no, hell no."
I was like, I've seen all those Ouija movies. I know what's about to fucking happen. He's like, "Oh, stop moving the glass, stop moving the glass," but none of that even happened, bro. They had his little like. The grandson's little chalkboard or whatever.
Yep.
He started writing on it. The chalk started moving by itself.
I said, "I love you, Grammy." This was some Ouija board on crack, though. Like, I never seen no Ouija ghost do this much. You know, that's a lot. And then it smacked the shit out of Annie. He bopped her. He was like, that was funny. I'm not gonna lie.
So she left. So then when she gets home, it's like this like weird thing. It's like it seems like she's awake, and then she goes. I just burped. She goes into her son's room, and then like, what happened? I don't fucking know.
Well, she goes into the room and she like, she pictures him on fire or something. Ants. She woke up. She saw ants on her bed, and they were crawling through the window. And mind you, there was ants on Charlie's like head when they showed the decapitated scene. Yeah. And so she's walking around the house. She goes to like his room, and his entire face is covered in ants. And she's like, oh my god, like oh my god. And then he wakes up, and then she wakes up, and he's like, Mom, what are you doing here? You're sleepwalking again. And she's like, I never wanted you.
She starts confessing and shit.
She's like, I was scared. I didn't know what to do. Blah blah this and that. She was like, I tried to get rid of you. I tried to have miscarriages. He was like, how? She was like, I don't know. I did everything they told me not to do, but you were still born.
I mean, she was eating that sushi. Mm-hmm. She was taking prenatal.
She was punching that stomach.
Oh my god.
She was doing crunches like everything.
Wait, what else are you not supposed to do when you're pregnant?
A lot. She was getting on every airplane, taking every flight.
Smoking autumn joints.
Drinking autumn drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Happy hour every day. Like, she was trying to get rid of him.
It's like a mix between, like, the past and the present.
Yeah, and her memories and stuff.
Yeah.
But then she woke up right after. It was just a dream. Like, she wasn't actually saying that stuff to him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when she was like, guys, come on. Like, she grabs the husband. She grabs the son. And she's like, come on, we have to have this seance. Like, my friend Joan just showed it to me. It was super cute at book club. Like, she was, like, so hyped. Mm-hmm. And so the husband, of course, he's like, oh, nah, fuck is this? Like, I should have divorced you a long time ago. Like, you're walling. He just was not with it at all. She was like, please. And this is, like, this
begging, baby.
Literally begging. And I feel like her acting just really won her, like, all these awards that she deserved. Because she was going in. Mm-hmm. And so she got them to like agree with it. They were holding hands, whatever. And she's like, Charlie, if you're there, slide the glass. And this bitch slid that shit halfway across the table. And the husband was like, what is going on? What is this? So weird. And then the son was like, oh my god, I'm scared. And they were all just yelling and fighting with each other. And she's like, stop. Next thing you know, Charlie flings a glass into the fucking wall. And then they had a candle, and she lights that shit all the way up like a crack lighter.
And then Mama gets possessed by something and starts talking like Charlie.
Yeah, she was talking like Charlie. She was like, Mom, where are you? And the son is like, oh my god, what is going on? Like, this is so crazy. And then the husband, he turns on the light. He throws a fucking gallon of water on her face to wake her ass
out.
It
was motherfucking Love and Hip Hop. Like,
no, yeah, he knocked her ass out.
And I feel like we're going to skip to the scene where... The next important scene is where he's in a classroom, right? Her son is in a classroom.
Yeah, and he saw his reflection.
Yeah. So he's in class or whatever. Sorry, I gotta change this part. My mouth is on fucking fire. So he in a classroom, just like, when you like in and out of the lesson or basically out. And he starts looking at he sees this like light reflecting around the class that like, guess nobody else sees. So he looks at himself in the reflection of the glass next to him, and he sees him but smiling, and he's not smiling. So then he's like, yo, he goes out into the hallway, calls his dad, and he's like, yo, something is crazy, like something crazy is going on, like something's possessing me, da. Damn, this shit is hot.
He told you. No, you're tough. It could not be me. You're tough.
Like, it's mad good, but it's mad hot. I need some more water. I need to get some.
Brief intermission, y'all.
This is like the end, like, wrap up of the movie.
Yes, this is when shit hits the fan.
Teacher's teaching a lesson. Peter's listening and tunes out. All of a sudden, he raised his hand, and the teacher's like, yeah, what's good, Peter? Blah, blah, blah. He raised his hand like this. His fingers is like
on
some
doing
some
next
shit.
Like gang signs. I don't even know what he repping.
His lip was like up here.
Yeah.
And like his face was turning purple. So the girl that he liked, whatever, looked back at him and she's like, he not good. And so all of a sudden he smacked his head into the goddamn desk.
Yes.
Multiple times.
Yes. And it was bleeding and everything. He broke his nose.
And then he just snaps out of it and starts yelling. Everybody in the classroom looking at him like, this nigga is crazy. So then at the same time that this is happening, the mom is going through the attic. She finds... Oh, we forgot to mention that somebody, the week after the grandmother's funeral, had desecrated the grave and dug her body up.
Yeah, the dad found that out because he got an email about it in his office during all this, like during the scene where they're all like separate. In his office, he got an email saying that somebody dug up the grandma's grave.
Mm-hmm. So, like, somebody dug up that body, but she ain't know about it. So she goes up to the attic, sees the headless body that's all black and like whatever with like candles around it. So then she starts going through these boxes she has of just like family memories, and she's going through like the years. This bitch Joni or Joan, whatever, is in the pictures with her mom.
Yup.
And they're doing some weird, like, she's in like this white gown, like it's her wedding or something. Like it's some seance.
They were throwing things on her, like all this stuff, all these different like old white ladies in a prayer circle.
So then she goes through this book. It's called like Notes on Spiritualism, and goes to this page that's highlighted talking about King Pomet. What how you say?
Paimon? Can we say his name?
I said Posimus. I was going to say Poseidon, but I think what'd you say?
Paimon?
Paimon, yeah, that's what it is. King Paimon.
He needs a male host. They like underlined
he's like
it,
a
highlighted
demon.
it.
A demon that needs or prefers at least a male host. So the story is basically that King Primus was born. Well, okay, so I think it was like because you know how Annie said she ain't let the grandmother near Peter, but when she had Charlie, she let her near her, you know, and she like took over. So I feel like because of that, Charlie like was taken over by Primus. But she was a girl, so there's nothing like really that could happen. But with the shit with the bird, like that was like hinting that she's like not normal.
Yeah.
So,
we didn't know this at the time though. We didn't know this.
So when like, so Charlie is King Primus, but she a girl, so it doesn't really do anything.
Really, nigga?
When the shit start happening with Peter, like when they contact Charlie's dead body, that leaves an opening for Primus to come in and take over Peter. Which is why we don't do seances.
Period.
Period. But like, especially without no professionals.
Oh yeah.
The one thing I hate about horror movies is like, niggas never believe they bitch. Like, what are you marrying her for if you don't believe her? If you think she crazy, blah blah blah. But you seen it with your own eyes that something like happened in that room. Then Peter wake up from his self-induced coma, come downstairs like, Mom, like what's going on? Da da da. Sees his fried body.
Yeah.
She in a corner on the wall.
Just saw some Spider-Man shit. Like she was
crazy shit. Then we see some bodies we done never seen before. Some naked ass bodies in a corner.
Wait, we saw them that time? That's when he ran away?
When he was, yeah.
When he was downstairs, they showed them?
Yeah.
See, because I was covering my face for a lot of it, so I don't know.
So we see some naked bodies, and he's like, what the fuck? Then you hear, like, her, like, we hear Annie move, and he look, and she not there no more. So he go up to the attic, and that's when he find, like, the silhouette of the fucking headless body.
Wait, but she chases him, though. She chases him to the attic, and he closes it on her, and she... she starts banging her head onto the fucking attic door. Like she was floating on the ceiling on the attic door, like banging it like off with her head. And then it just stops.
And then he in the attic, and there's all the flies and the ants and whatnot. And then there's a silhouette of where the body that she seen earlier, and the body was not there.
Yeah, it was like a shadow of it.
And then so he's like looking around, and he look up, and he see his mama fucking tied up at the neck, fucking drawing a string across her neck.
Yes, like
mad fast.
cutting herself, like trying to saw her head off.
Oh. Like 3 more random naked ass bodies pop up in the attic, so he jumped out the window.
He's like,
and
fuck
then
this.
the light that he seen in the classroom earlier just take over his body.
Oh wait, that's what happened?
Yeah.
I wasn't looking.
We see the floating head of his dead mama. I mean, not the floating head. The
headless body.
Yeah.
Floating into the little like
attic.
Treehouse?
Yeah, treehouse.
It's like a treehouse they had that she would sleep in.
And then, so he go follow it, and
but he looking different.
He looking like renewed.
Mm-hmm.
So he go in there, and it's all these people laid out in like they're bowing down to something. And then we see the two headless bodies, the one of the moms and the one that was already in the attic.
Mm-hmm.
So then we see this like tall statue, gold statue, but at the top is Charlie's head with like all these spikes coming out and a crown on them. And then that motherfucker Joan was back in there. And it's like, oh, don't be afraid, talking to him. And they put the crown on his head. It's like, don't be afraid, you're Charlie, you're King Palmas. Blah, 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 blah. And then that shit ended.
Yeah. Charlie was basically the devil. And, a king of hell.
Yeah, one of the 8 kings of hell.
Apparently there's 8 more of them, or 7 more of them. God help them. Moral of the story, don't trust men. Because he might be a king of hell.
He might be Palmas. I cannot say this shit for some reason.
Paimon.
Oh, what am I saying? Palmas?
Yeah.
Paimon. Okay. This is where we do our recap. This is where we do our recap. I mean, our review.
Yeah, review. Because we just did the recap.
So basically, how we rate movies is that we will do it by shots. So however many shots that you get means the movie's trash. Yeah. And how many like you don't need to take means that it's a fucking good ass movie that you can watch sober. And like movies are great when you can watch them sober, but also even better when you can watch them lit.
I mean, need to watch. Okay, I feel like for the like first half, I'll probably take 2 shots, just because like it's a necessary slow build up. But if you're watching for the first half, you're not gonna know how necessary it is. You're just gonna be like, all right, like can we get it moving? Like what's going on?
Like same. I feel like it's a really good movie, and I love horror movies like all the time. And this is like one of the best that I've seen in a minute.
Yeah.
But just for like how slow it is, like if that's not really your style, I would take like 2 shots.
Yeah, because this movie is a commitment.
It is.
Like,
it's 2 fucking hours.
2 hours of your life.
But
Where people like the movie, the acting was like impeccable. I feel like also the casting was too, because like all the characters just seemed like average everyday people, but also like something was kind of weird about them. Could you watch it again?
I mean, because we know what the story is, it's not going to be the same. So I don't know. I feel like I'd have to wait a while to kind of forget about it and then watch it again. What do you think that this movie, like, what do you think it means? Like, what do you think either the theme or, like, the lesson we're supposed to take away from it is?
I mean, I know when I would hear, like, things about it, people were saying, like, oh, it's bringing attention to, like, mental illness. But, like, I don't really think that was the goal. I think mental illness was, like, I guess, a device in the movie. But more of a device to show that the family was cursed for many years.
I mean, I feel like it's just one of those, like, family dramas. Because they also have it classified in the genre of drama. It's, like, drama, horror, thriller. Yeah. So it's, like, family drama and, like, your typical shit where it's, like, all this tension building and all that stuff and family dynamics. But this added layer of, like, just generational possession, which could, like, translate to generational trauma. How am I speaking this articulately?
Mitch, I don't know.
It's the cinema studies.
The cinnamon studies?
Cinnamon. Yes. I love demons. It's like that.
Bitch, don't make me exercise you on camera. I'll exercise you right now.
Okay, and more importantly, how lit do you feel right now?
I'm calm. You know, I still got the rest of this. So I'm feeling pretty nice though. I do kind of miss hard liquor, I'm not gonna lie.
We should have did vodka, maybe. But then I feel like we wouldn't be able to pay attention. I fuck with this movie a lot, and then You can ask Rad, and all the like really creepy scenes, I was cracking up.
Oh, she was weak. Mind you, I'm here like this. Like, what's going on? What's happening? I can't see. Because she's out here laughing. I'm like, this is not a comedy.
It was hilariously amazing. Yo, the fucking sound.
Yes, she went throughout the entire movie.
And then he started doing it when he got possessed.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for choosing to watch us or scrolling past. I don't give a fuck because this shit's probably gonna be edited really long. But yeah.
But if you did watch and stuck through the whole thing, hi, hello.
Hi.
You're probably the only person here. So.
Right. We're pretty lit. And
This goes out to you.
we're gonna watch Promise Neverland next.
Anime Chicken Run.
Yes.
Let us know if you want us to do some anime drunk reviews, cause
I will
we here.
be down.
Yup.
Yeah, let us know. We're probably gonna post this on YouTube. It's gonna be on PTV. Blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. Blah, blah.
Coconut Rita.
Berries glow.
Follow us on Instagram,
Yup.
and we will write it below. And this has been Fated Films episode 1.
It's a wrap.
Bye, bitch.
What's the opposite of saying action?
Cut.
Cut.